Hi, friends and soul kindreds, kindred souls. Welcome to Sage Time. We've got a quick little quickie message from Spirit today, and it has to do with that sense of security and stability. And they really want to encourage you to spend time emphasizing each word and each part of this word, of each part of the words in this statement and idea. So it's about that greater sense of stability and security and how they spoke it to me, you, is the realization, the realization that wherever you find yourself to be is exactly what you wanted. And that is the actualization of stability and security. Look at this little tickle on my lips, like a little fairy kiss, a little astral kiss. Thanks for the kiss, friends. So, and they expanded a little bit with it. So realizing wherever you find yourself is exactly where you wanted to be, is that stability, is that actualization of stability and security. And of course, not just wherever, but however you find yourself being in the moment, because you guys have been working hard on being in that presenced state of presenced state of self. And when we're in that presenced state of self, it's such an opening and allowing state, not to anything and everything, but to our whole self, our higher self, our future greater self, allowing that in. And the more we're in that state, of course, not only the more better things come in from around us, the more multidimensional our experience in the world is, the more, of course, we feel different parts of us in different timelines and in different dimensions, higher and lower, and we acclimate to that, we integrate it and assimilate it to make ourselves more whole. It's that holistic approach, and that involves multidimensional, multi-timeline, parallel timeline existence and access, as well, of course, that lucid state, being able to trap no, being able to tap into the astral states and the imaginal realms, and just really making your inner world and your outer world an imaginarium. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium just came through. So it's not just where you are, it's how you are. And maybe that involves wearing purple specs one day and dressing like a 1968 hippie in their 20s. So let's see really quickly. Go ahead. I promise to keep this short. I promise ish to keep this short. Okay, 1 second. One flew to the ground. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. So we got the first card out is the Ten of Swords, Closure by the Spirit Tarot or Patch Tarot. Closure. So no more of that. You know, if you've been in a state of existence that's felt very like internally bound in so many layers and dimensions and timelines, and you have felt tortured and tormented, that archaic initiation, experiencing the consciousness and struggles and pulling in the lost shards of soul from many different beings in many different spaces and places, in order to not only have a sense of empathy and compassion and responsibility for our choices, because you can see how people end up, and creatures, beings and systems end up the way that they end up based on our choices. So that's part of the initiation, is that acute and elongated, extended, and intense initiation. Also, there was something else. I lost it. Okay, but that's done. This is the closure, because it came out, this Ten of Swords, just like that. And in reverse, the Ten of Swords really does talk about that torment. And the next thing that came through is the Princess of Discs. Oh my goodness, where am I? There we go. Which is like the page or knight of Pentacles. And this is the transmutation. That was the second point that wanted to come through with the last card. You had to go through all of that. In addition, another part of it was to develop the ability to transmute it. And this gave you the template, the blueprint encoded within your being and exhibited in your electromagnetic frequency that you carry, and that shifts and changes in its own song signature that you are. You've developed an ability to transmute. So when you encounter people who are going through, or animals or systems and structures, institutions that are of that old limited paradigm or distortion, or having their life force taken from you or from them, or on and on and on, or you know longing for and aching for lost parts of their souls, their soul that was lost or given away or taken over the course of lifetime and ancestrally lifetimes. You feel that and you pick up on it, but instead of being saturated with it anymore, like that Ten of Swords in reverse in the torment stage of, I mean, really, yeah, of archaic initiation, now you already have established all the blueprints for all the scenarios of anything and everyone that you are designed, your soul's designed to interact with. And you don't have to do the work because you already have. But that template has a transference capacity. And now it's going to that other to activate them to move along the path and the design that you've already paved the way through for, by basically replicating what in the past, what you're now meeting in this, whatever this future present moment is, replicating what needed to be done to get through it and have soul returns and heal, self-heal, and change institutional paradigms that are limiting and self-defeating and sick unto themselves. So this is and okay, yeah, so that's the statement. That true sense of stability and security is the realization of wherever you find yourself, however you find yourself, is exactly what you wanted, right? And it's at that soul level, but now, like, that soul level knew it, and maybe you weren't conscious to it, or a little bit conscious to it, but you were in that state of torment that it was like, how could my higher self, my future self, ever want me to go through that? What kind of sadistic shite is that? And was I, right? But you're reaching that now. You've done the work and you're reaching those initial levels of that higher self. And so, wow, you guys. Wow. And last but not least, what is this card? Wow. Oh, wow. I haven't looked at this deck in a while. This is the Aeon card. Oh my gosh, I love this card. This is the, let's see if I can, there we go. This is the advancement card. Oh my goodness, you guys. Can I get it up to the camera? There we go. Because there's a lot happening here. And this is you, this fiery phoenix badass of having gone to the depths of the underworld within yourself, that was within the planet's soul consciousness, collective consciousness, and interacting and pulling up the lost soul shards of countless beings upon and within the planet and the consciousness of the planet herself. And you did that by interacting with and experiencing the pains, the traumas, the losses, the griefs, the tortures, the torments, the abandonments, the sicknesses and illnesses of every nature and name and title, known and unknown. You did that, and now you're advancing. So, my friends, that is the message for today. Mostly short and sweet. I hope this finds you well and vibrantly, dynamically, brilliantly glowing, however that looks, even if it's a nice Sunday on the couch reading a book or watching a documentary or some sort of Netflix binge or something like that. Whatever it is that you find yourself doing and being and experiencing, may it be in that sense of, yes, this is right. Even if it's grieving or however it is, yes, this is right. That serenity and peacefulness that comes with the knowingness, that security and stability that comes with the knowingness that you are exactly who and how, when, and where you have always wanted to be in each and every point in time and space. I love you all so much. Ahom.